The Buccaneers have made a sneaky good move. There has been a lot of speculation about what's been going on with this specific player, what he was going to be doing, if he was going to have a role with the Buccaneers past training camp and preseason. And now that we are in week 4, going towards the Eagles, that player that we've all been talking about has returned to the Buccaneers. I'm Sebastian with Buccaneers Digest. I know we just talked about Mike Evans, not as much of a fun video to make, but this is a lot more interesting and exciting, especially for me as a big fan of this player and as a Gator fan. But first, before we get into this, subscribe. 95% of viewers aren't even subscribed, but you just got to hit the bell, hit the button, join Bucs Digest, all that good stuff. All right, here we go. Desmond Watson has been signed to the practice squad. We're so back, guys. Rick Stroud here reported it. I believe Greg Allman had it first, but yeah, they have signed him to the practice squad. The once 460-pound Gator star has put in the work to get his chance. He worked out for the team last week. And then Matt Matera from Pewter Report had to say, when Bucs head coach Todd Bowles said that the door wasn't closed on return for defensive tackle Desmond Watson, he wasn't kidding. While Vita Vea picked up most of the slack with Cansey out, it was rookie Elijah Roberts that really stepped up and played a lot more snaps than he had before in Sunday's win against the Jets. Watson gets added into the mix, but it would still be surprising if he ended up being a practice squad elevation after literally not playing or practicing in months. It evidently shows that the organization believes in Watson if he can get into playing shape to help out the team. So I'm absolutely thrilled by this. I think that ever since we signed Desmond Watson after the draft and had like this plan for him, they keep talking about this plan for Desmond to lose weight and get ready for him, that there is a belief in him. Even after they cut him to get down to the 53-man roster, they were ready to talk about like, okay, he can return. The door is not closed. And here he is. He is on the practice squad. He was never on the practice squad before. He was always watching from the sidelines, watching everyone practice. He wasn't able to practice. He is now able to practice with the team. It's really, really exciting stuff. And it's funny. I mean, ever since we brought him in, we all thought this is tush push. This is all surrounded by the tush push. And with Kalijah Cansey going down, it's kind of opened this door even more for Desmond, who has reached the goal that the Buccaneers set for him weight-wise. And it's really exciting to have like just these two gigantic human beings. The idea of this, of Vita Vea and Desmond Watson next to each other to stop the tush push. And they'll deny it all they want. They won't. They'll say this isn't about the tush push, but we all know it is. We all know that the Buccaneers, we have taken a lot of pride on being able to stop the tush push. And it's a really exciting thing to kind of hang our hat on, because everyone can't stop it, but we're the only ones who can. And now it's going to be a 3-0 Eagles versus a 3-0 Buccaneers going into Tampa to have this epic showdown to be on the top of the NFC. And you just know that it's so exciting to see a plan come together, especially for a player like this, who I've been a fan of since he was playing on the Gators. This picture of him stiff-arming Spencer Rattler. Maybe he can do it again against the Saints now that Rattler's their starting quarterback. That would be a crazy thing to recreate. But overall, I'm just thrilled. I'm really excited. He has an insane strength, he really just, he literally plugs up the holes and all the gaps in the trenches. When it's an offensive defensive line battle. And his mobility obviously isn't great, but it is kind of nuts that he has been able to get into the backfield, pick up guys, pick up a fumble and run with it a little bit. That these things have happened. And that was when he was at, way overweight for the Buccaneers, and now he's reached the way that they want him to. So it says a lot about their faith in him and just trust. And I'm just glad that he reached that point in the timetable that they wanted. Todd Bowles had to say he had a good workout. We'll see where he is for signing him from that standpoint, but we'll never bring him in just to stop a tush push. If we've got to bring in a guy to stop one play and the tush push never comes up, you're wasting your time. If we bring him in, we think he can play, not just for a Philadelphia thing. It's very unlikely he'd be ready to play once we bring him in for Philadelphia right now anyway. It's just a matter of making us room and seeing if we have a place for him and then what we see for him in the future. So a lot of words there, but overall, I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second. I think that they brought him in to stop the tush push. Now, this doesn't mean that he won't be useful to us in the future just as a defensive tackle that we can bring in, especially with Kalijah going down. But I mean, at the same time, we all have eyes. We all know what the goal is. What we have seen in the past when we had Kalijah and Vita Vea there, we know what it takes to stop the tush push. We know we practice for it, and this guy is there to be part of that. If you don't see Desmond Watson in on the play when the Eagles are trying to do the tush push, then you can call me out and say that I don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a reason why the reporters are asking these questions, and we're all kind of talking about it. Desmond, it's just a dream come true to have two of the biggest guys in the NFL side by side to go up against this behemoth of a play that and it's just two great teams going at each other. I think this is football at its best. And now everyone can have their opinion about the tush push, whether they think it's a fair play, whether they think it should be taken out of the game or not. But regardless, I think it's exciting to have, like a match. Like the Eagles know the Bucs have prided themselves on being able to stop it in the past. We haven't stopped. It's not 100% or anything like that, but we can. We have proven we can, and I'm just very, very excited to do it again, to try and do our best to do it again. And Desmond, I believe, is going to be a part of that. And, coaches will say what they have to not, like he'll be like, oh, I don't know if he's actually going to be playing in the game. I don't know if he'll be ready for Philadelphia, yada, yada, yada. He's on the practice squad. He's practicing this whole week. And, I just think listen, they don't have to have Desmond in for the entire game. Like that would be crazy. But on several different plays, I do think that it'll be interesting to see what they do with him, and watch out for the elevation. See if they elevate him to the 53-man roster for this game. Mike Evans has gone down. They're not placing him on IR though, so that's not a spot that Desmond could take. It would have to be someone else that would have to be dropped down to the practice squad or inactive, anything like that, or just a healthy scratch, whatever it would take. But yeah, I smile because I think that we all know what this means, that where this has been going, and now we're here. He is on the practice squad. He is going to be practicing and getting ready for this moment. And Desmond knows it too. I'd have to imagine he did too. He had to say himself, it's been like my same problem, not problem, but same concern throughout college. I'm getting more in-depth, getting a better grasp of things I need to do to be successful at the next level. It's been interesting. I've learned a lot about myself in the process. I let Vita Vea know he was an inspiration of mine, someone I try and model my game after. Oh my gosh. He's saying all the right things. He's saying what we all want to hear. He's modeling his game after Vita Vea. And if he can play anything, if we have two Vita Veas on this team, it's game over for the league. I don't even care who we have on the outside. The inside is going to be completely destroyed. The interior, any opposing interior offensive line, we can just send whoever we want on the edges, and they'll probably get there because just everything will get ravaged in the middle. But obviously, there's a long way to go before that. Desmond has a long way to go. He's practicing in the NFL for his first time this week. And I don't want to say it's 100% he's going to play in this game, because we are going to face the Bills down the road as well. They do the tush push at times as well. They're the second most successful team of the tush push. But I have a good feeling. You look at the timing of these things, it's not a coincidence. It's not. And so I smile. I'm happy. I'm excited to see him do this. This has been kind of the plan all along, and we're all really proud of Desmond for hitting that weight requirement. He's been working hard. He was talking about, in college, he was struggling with constantly not being able to lose weight and staying at the weight that he was. And now when he realizes, listen, I have a chance here. This team, the Buccaneers, believe in me. I have a chance to prove myself and prove that I should be on an NFL roster. They believe in my intangibles and what I can bring to this team, that I am willing to study, to learn, and work on myself. And look at that. And now it's about, staying there. He's made it to that weight that they want him to. He's probably going to have to keep continuing on that diet for a little while, just because, it's so easy to backtrack on these sorts of things. Food can be an addiction to a lot of guys, or just a lot of people in general. And so he's just gonna. That's something that he talked about. It was a concern for him. It was a problem. He's working on it. But after the entire summer, he's made it to where he needs to be practicing with the team healthily, and have a shot to really be a tush push canceller, to line up alongside Vita Vea. Everyone's just we're all really anticipating that picture of the two of them, like this wall of Vita and Desmond, and I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. And then the moment they elevate him from the practice squad, we'll all get, everyone who believed in this, get to say "I told you so," and here we go. But anyway, I just want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on this signing to the practice squad? Did you always believe this was the plan? Are you still skeptical that he'll play? Let me know in the comments below what you think about what's going on here, about Todd Bowles' comments. Do you think that he's sending smoke signals to the Eagles so they don't prepare for it? Or, do we all think that we're kind of seeing what's happening here? Like, I'm not being conspiracy theorist or anything. I'm just stating, like, it's coach speak. You're not going to give anything away before the game starts. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about this signing, and if you think he'll be elevated for week 4 against the Eagles, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, I'll keep you updated on all things Buccaneers, and I'll see you in the next one.